But I fucking hate that phrase, cost of living crisis, right? The cost of living. It's the living that's the problem, right? Like somehow it's our fault for being alive. The arrogance of it all, right?
I don't know about you, but I no longer want to live in this world that asks for so much and gives so little in return. Groceries feel like a luxury.
What's up, financial hogs? It's your man Eric, and in today's video we're going to be going over the hidden costs of living. If you're a grown-up or have been living by yourself, you probably already know some of these, and some of these you probably may not even be aware of. So let's go ahead and go over some of the hidden costs of living, and let me know if you were like aware of this prior to you having to live on your own alone, or did you already know all of this?
I was not prepared for how expensive they would be when I became an adult. Number one is garbage cans. If someone can explain to me why garbage cans starts at $80, I would really appreciate that. I have seen some, and I know you have too. They're up to like $300. Clearly, I am working in the wrong industry. Number two is mirrors. I genuinely think mirrors are the reason why Facebook Marketplace exists. I think that people were walking into home stores and they were like, oh, this mirror costs as much as my mortgage payment. Hopefully I can find one secondhand and not go bankrupt. And last but not least is getting art framed. So let me get this straight. I can buy a print. The print is $15. Oh, you want to hang your print on the wall? Oh, you want to put some wood around your print and hang it on the wall? $300. Who decided that? Like, genuinely, who decided that? Anyways, let me know the things when you became an adult you were genuinely flabbergasted by the price.
Okay, so while she was talking, I was actually looking at this online, like on Walmart, for example. And yeah, I guess the trash cans or some of the garbage cans outside can cost 80 or I guess 80 plus. I guess I forgot because I actually bought mine. I had bought like two. I ended up buying two over the like last 8 years I've been living at this home. And yeah, I guess it's been so long ago I didn't even think about it. But yeah, the trash cans or garbage cans like inside your house, those are cheaper. I seen some just a minute ago in Walmart at least for like $20 to $60, I guess, depending on like the quality and how big and how fancy you want it. But you can get a basic one for like 20, 25. So yeah, I guess that's a hidden cost. To me, I guess that doesn't seem like it should hopefully be like just a one-time thing. Oh, we just buying one trash can outside. Hopefully not just buying, multiple every week. Hopefully like they aren't getting stolen that much. And then the second one was mirrors. Okay. I didn't think about the cost of mirrors. I didn't even Google that one. But yeah, I can imagine the price being high. I think I seen one, like one of those fitness ones that they have like in the fitness gyms. I think I saw that was like very high when I saw somebody posting like on their Amazon links, because like they had like their own home gym. It was pretty pricey. Now I ain't gonna lie, like a nice big mirror, especially when you're working out, is nice. You can get some good pics as well. I just started going to the new fitness place by my house. They have some nice, very nice, clean looking mirrors. And yeah, I can just imagine how much they spent just on the mirrors. I'm pretty sure they probably spent maybe low key more on the mirrors than they did on the actual equipment. And then the last one, she said, framing art. Okay. I mean, artwork in general is going to be a lot. But yeah, being able to get frames for it, yeah, that can be up there too. I know, like from my diploma, that freaking clean looking, nice looking frame right there. I got it like right there. But that frame looks nice. But yeah, that mug was high. That mug cost a lot of money. That mug was not cheap. So yeah, I guess those three I did not know prior to actually moving out from my parents.
New York City. I'm also unironically wearing a New York sweatshirt today, whatever. But I want to talk about the true hidden cost of living in New York City. So everyone obviously knows like rent is expensive, food is expensive. I just saw a TikTok where someone was saying laundry is expensive. All very true. You will hear a million people say the dollar doesn't get you as far in New York City. So I was expecting all of that when I moved to New York from Boston, and I actually moved with my job and I did not get a salary adjustment. So in my mind, I knew exactly what I was going to be making, and I had some estimates on how much more everything would cost, and I was figuring everything out. What I failed to account for in my calculations was the difference in income tax. I didn't realize that moving with the same salary, I was still going to be making less money. I knew that the money I was making wouldn't get me as far, but I didn't know that what I actually got into my bank account from my paycheck would be smaller. So this is not like let's debate the merit of taxes or like meant to be anything political or anything like that. It's just if you're moving to New York City and you're comparing your salary for what you make somewhere else and thinking about how far that will get you in New York, you have to realize that that salary will be smaller after taxes.
great job first off for actually thinking about like the cost of living, like prior to you moving, doing the calculations and doing all that prior instead of just doing a YOLO and being surprised. So good job on that. I think she did an excellent job. I don't think a lot of people actually do that like before they move or anything. Actually, look at the numbers, look at what I'm getting paid, look at, the possible expenses I'll be paying, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think a lot of people do that. So excellent job for us on doing that. However, yeah, the different states having different percentages of how they do the taxes and or lack of taxes, that is something to think about because see, I'm from Texas, right? So we don't have to pay those taxes. Like when I get a paycheck, I don't get like double taxed. But yeah, I forgot there are places, there are a lot of places out there that, yeah, like California, for example, that, yeah, not only you got to pay this tax, but you also got to pay, the California tax as well. So, your money does not go as far. So yeah, her point of moving to a different state and not accounting for that. Hopefully, I guess it's probably too late now. This video been out, but hopefully, if you are thinking about doing something like that and you're moving to a state that you do have to pay that state tax as well, I would look into seeing if you can get a raise to account for that. And explain it to them like, hey, if I am going to move to XYZ state, can I get a raise to match what I'm currently making here in my current, living expenses to account for the higher taxes and less money I'll have whenever I move. And that's a great point that you can go ahead and use the chat GPT, use Grok, use whatever AI to help you out with either crafting that email and or you can go ahead and use them to get bullet points that you can write down. And then when speaking with HR, you're able to explain that, in person. But yeah, that definitely sucks. Even though she accounted for like everything else, that last thing about that extra tax, that's definitely something to think about as well.
And on a little secret I learned working in property management. If you live in an apartment complex and your utilities are included or your utilities are paid through your apartment complex, they're not doing that just to be nice and make it convenient for you, right? It's either for one or two reasons. One, they're getting a kickback, especially with the internet. Like if they're charging you $100 for an internet package, I guarantee you they're getting that internet for $50 to $75 per unit. So they're just pocketing the rest of your money. Or they're scratching somebody's back. So it's some type of business partnership. And, they just want to hook up one of their homeboys and make sure they get paid for every tenant and every door that they have at their apartment complex. So yeah, that's your sign to start putting that plan in place to purchase a home.
Okay. I think that's a, pretty valid, statement for the most part. That yeah, if the companies are, if your apartment is bundling everything together, yeah, they're probably are going to be getting kickback. I mean, that's kind of just like in general with like a lot of different things, like, getting bundled together. Usually that bundle, the person who's providing that bundle, that company or whatever, yeah, they are getting some type of like lower payment. Like you're buying like everything in bulk. Kind of like when you buy stuff like in bulk, like you go to like Sam's Club or different things of that nature. Yeah, you can buy things in bulk, but yeah, you buy things in bulk and getting that, slightly lower payment versus you just buying everything individually. I think that's just like, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, I guess, from some of these renting places per se for this, because yeah, why wouldn't they want to do this? Now, once it starts getting super insane, yeah, that's when it's an issue. But yeah, $100 for internet package, but it really costs them only 50. I mean, this is something like they've been doing. There's a lot of companies, a lot of places kind of just been doing on not just like renting, but just like stuff in general that you're buying or that you can package deals on. Heck, even if you like, you can package, your home insurance with your auto insurance and, get a package deal and whatnot. But yeah, regardless of all that, yeah, being able to save up towards your house, yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Because at least when you leave that house, you should have some type of equity so that when you sell it, you can get something back. Unless, of course, you just get the house and then you sell it while the house is still down. Usually, if it's in the house like 5 to 10 years, you should get something from that. Unless, again, you should usually get it at the worst time and you're not taking care of the place. And it's a whole bunch of horrible stuff kind of has to keep on happening. Again, if you're staying there for like 5 to 10 years for you not to get any type of penny. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and save up for a house, I would definitely do so. But I wouldn't use this as like the reason why you should get a house. But yeah, if that motivates you to get a house, then hey, so be it. Get a house so you don't have to pay an extra $50 for your internet.
How expensive it is to live alone.
I live in a big city. You all know where I live. I don't know why I'm hiding it. I live in Calgary. And rent right now for a 1-bedroom is insane. I'm not even like in a nice building. We like our units. We hate the building. I say we as Alana and I, because she lives in the same building as me. And we want to move out. But the rent elsewhere is insane. Why can't I just be booed up so I'm splitting rent with someone? Like most of these places are like $1,600 a month. And I have 2 jobs. And I can afford that, but I still don't want to pay that. This is ridiculous. I bought all this furniture by myself. I pay for my internet myself. I pay for my groceries myself. I hate it here. I hate it here.
So yeah, being alone, yeah, you are going to have to pay for everything yourself. I mean, that's just life in general, just being an adult now, being able to pay for your groceries by yourself. I mean, that's just being an adult, paying for your car insurance, whatnot. That's just being an adult. All this stuff kind of just being an adult. Now, the craziness again of how everything is nuts. $1,600. He said like what, $1,600 a month for like most of the places, or what she's currently paying. And both ways, I guess it depends on how big the place is. I forgot if she said it was a studio or how many bedrooms it is. But sadly, man, like 1,600 is like not too bad right now. At least on like a 1-bedroom. I don't think that's too bad now. Like just comparing all the videos I've been watching. Yeah, like it's crazy that we got to that point that like 1,600. It was like, oh wow, you were really doing it with 1,600. Like, that's crazy that we're at this point. It's going to continue. So for her who's watching this video, like if she's watching this video, I would definitely, I think he got 2 jobs already too. Hopefully, man, you may either need like a 3rd job, or you may need to see if you can upskill so you can make a whole lot more money and then have a 2nd job on the side or some type of 2nd income. I don't know if she's including this as a 2nd income, the social media. If not, then hey, that's good there because you got 3 incomes already. You got your job, you got your 2 jobs, and then you got the extra money from social media. So that can definitely be banked. They can definitely pay off some bills. But yeah, every year is getting higher and higher. And again, I guess we are going to get to a point where 4,000 for a 1-bedroom, 5,000 for a 1-bedroom. If it continually goes up every year, 100, 200, 300, etc., etc. Right now, though, like her current place, that's a crazy thing too, because she may be able to afford what she's paying now at that current place and might be good at this current point. But we don't know how it will be next year running or the year after that. I literally done videos like the other day where I went over some people who raised $700. One person rent was $1,360 and it raised to $3,000. So, just be mindful of that for her and for you if you're renting right now. Like they can, like, I guess depending on what they wrote down in the contract or whatnot. Yeah, that next year can be nuts and it can be out of nowhere. So kind of just be mindful of that while you're, in this current renting, situation right now. Man, it's crazy out here.
In your wallet, more than you might even realize. Today, I'm breaking down the real hidden costs of UK living, the ones that are silently eroding your present and future wealth. More importantly, we're going to discuss how to beat them. I'm going to be counting down to 10 hidden costs with a bonus at the end, where I'll be sharing the biggest hidden costs to UK living, so do make sure you stick around for it. Do feel free to jump in the comments and react in real time as I share these points, if any of them resonate with you. And feel free to also comment with any hidden costs you feel should actually be making this list. Without much time wasted, let's jump straight in. First, let's start with one that not a lot of people talk about, which is the hidden cost of not using cash. You see, every time you tap your card or your phone, you're not just making a purchase, you are creating a trackable financial footprint. That data is collected, monetized, and increasingly used to influence your financial behavior. Now, you get to, over time, lose your privacy as companies and financial institutions build profiles on your spending habit. You become easier to restrict or even penalize, especially when society shifts towards central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Now, CBDCs are government-issued digital currencies that could centralize control over money in the future. It's possible that your spending could potentially be restricted by category. It could be time limited. For example, use it or lose it. It could be geofenced, such that you're only usable in certain areas. It could be linked to personal scores, for example, based on carbon footprint or social credit-like systems. Now, you might be thinking, why is this a cost today? You see, the shift away from cash is gradual, but every cashless transaction nudges us closer to a system where your financial autonomy can be flicked off with a policy change. Now, that's not just hypothetical. It's been tested in pilot programs worldwide. But how do you protect yourself? First, it's simple. Use cash regularly. Keep the demand alive, guys. Diversify your assets and also invest outside the traditional banking system where possible. Stay financially literate. Like, for example, you're watching our channel at The Humble Penny, and don't wait for a policy to dictate how you live. If you're enjoying today's video, please take a moment to just hit that.
Well, you know what? I think they actually like done something like this already, or I guess have been testing it out over here, at least in the United States. I want to say it was like around the COVID time. Either it was like stimulus checks or they were giving out something, and it was like you could only spend it like on this weekend or something along those lines. It was, I cannot recall exactly what it was for. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about, but they were testing out something. Again, it was around that COVID stimulus, package time where I get they were kind of just giving out money, with a lot of different things. But it was like one specific thing. I don't know if it was like with food stamps, tea or something, but they were like, at least it wasn't globally. I mean, it wasn't nationally, but I want to say a state or two tried it, but pretty much you could only use X amount of money that like they're giving you like extra money, but you could only use it for like that weekend or like that week or something along those lines. And I remember seeing a lot of people talking about this on social media, like they're testing something now, like, that they're testing this out, being able to control your money, forcing you to, when you receive money, having to spend it, this week so that you're not able to save anything. And what he's talking about too is that not only them not being able to like, keep you from saving, he's talking more along lines of like being able to control see exactly what you're, paying for. And I guess being able to manipulate you like that. And I think that can be in conjunction with the other event. I cannot recall what it was about or what the event exactly was, but if you guys were like on social media during that time, you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, this, digital money and whatnot, I get that is a downside of that. That, yeah, if you get to a certain point, it could be very hard for you to be able to save anything because they can be like, hey, we're giving you money, but you have to spend all this money like within this week or within this month, or you have to spend like 90% of it, or we'll to take it away. That's how we do it. Like, okay, there's this money in your account for a set period of time. After that, we take it away. So, it's just something to definitely be mindful for. I've been talking about other ways people have been losing money and other hidden costs and different things of that nature. But yeah, that can be a big hidden cost that we're just not aware of right now that can bite us, later on. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about some of these videos. Are you nervous? Are you scared? Or are you ready to try to conquer the rest of 2025 and then 2026? I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.